Hi everyone and welcome back. So what have we done so far? We developed a basic Flask application from our local computer. We developed it and tested it locally. Once everything looked good, we did a gcloud app deploy and the application was deployed in the App Engine with the service default, and there were multiple versions and we played around with the different versions that we had. Now keep in mind all of this was done in the same project, GCP data processing. In your case it might be different. Now what happens when you want to deploy another application or another service under the same project? Now, if you follow the exact same procedures that we've seen in the last couple videos and you just do Google gcloud app deploy, what happens by default is that your new deployment or your new application deployment overrides the existing deployment. So if you have two applications, let's say the first application is a basic Flask application and the second one does something else, reads data from BigQuery, does some transformation and returns a JSON response. So if you deploy the second application the same way we did the first one, it's going to override the first one. All right. So how do we go about this? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to keep the default service or the default application while we develop a brand new application and deploy it with another service name. So let's go ahead and open up the folder Python Bigquery, which is under App Engine Standard. And you will see there are three files. One is the Python script that we already know, and I'm going to walk you through the Python script shortly. Next is a YAML file, but this is not a app.yaml file. Okay, I'm calling it python-bigquery.yaml. Now the name of the YAML file does not really matter. App.yaml is just the default name unless you specify a different name. And then we have requirements.txt. So let's go through each of these files. I'm going to start with the BigQuery, Python bigquery.yaml. So like I mentioned, the YAML file for App Engine is a file that holds the configuration details, right? So you have the runtime, which is Python 3.9, something we've seen already. But here you see a new parameter called service. This is where you define the name of your service. And the name of my service is PyBigQuery. Okay. If you do not define the service name here, it's going to override the default one. And this is how you classify or deploy multiple services under the same project. Next, I have the requirements.txt file where I need Google Cloud BigQuery, this specific version 2.34.4, and I have Flask, I have Pandas and PyArrow. And this is needed because a Python script is making use of it. So the script is simple again. Let me clear this out and bring this down. So I'm importing the libraries, Flask, JSON. I'm importing request, BigQuery. I'm importing Pandas, SPD, and I'm defining the basic variable app. And now I'm defining a client variable called BigQuery underscore client. My routing is the same, which is the homepage URL. And in the main function, you will notice this application is going to accept a parameter called post ID from the URL. It's a GET request. And using that parameter, it's going to query a table in BigQuery. Now, once it finds the results, it's going to return a JSON response for this specific post ID. It's a very simple application. Now, just to understand what's happening inside of BigQuery, I want you guys to go back to the GCP account and type BigQuery in the search bar. GCP is a data warehouse, and you have a lot of data sets to play around with. Okay, so if you're opening BigQuery in this account for the first time, you will probably not see this BigQuery public data set. All right, so in that case, what you need to do is click on Add Data, click on Explore Public Data Sets, and just select anything. It doesn't really matter. Once you select it, just click on View Dataset. Okay, once you click on View Dataset, in a new tab, you will be able to see this BigQuery public dataset schema. Okay, and if you scroll down, just to ensure you don't have to keep doing it every now and then, what you might have to do is just click on this pin icon so that you pin it in your left navigation panel. Now you scroll down and you will see a database called Stack Overflow. Let me find it. So you see it's here. This is a database which has a whole bunch of tables, and we're going to make use of a specific table called Stack Overflow Posts, which is open on my screen now. So what the application is going to do is take an input ID, which is defined as post ID, and the ID column in this table is what represents the post ID. So we're going to take that as an input parameter and query this table, Stack Overflow underscore posts, and find the answer and the comment for that specific post. So you see there's an answer count and then there's a comment count. So if I take you back to the code, it says select answer count, comment count from BigQuery public data. Stack Overflow is the name of the database. Stack Overflow post is the name of the table, where ID is equal to, and I'm taking this ID as a parameter. So once this query is set, I'm just passing this query into BigQuery client.query, which fetches the result into a data frame. And then I'm converting the data frame into JSON. That's all there is to it. So just cd into this specific folder. So if you see, if I type pwd, I'm inside standard Python-BigQuery, right? Just going to clear this out. Now I'm going to say gcloud app deploy. Now, if I just run this command, it's going to override the default service, but I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is say Python-BigQuery.yaml. So now it knows that it's not app.yaml anymore. It has to read the configuration from Python-BigQuery.yaml. So let me go ahead and run this and just say yes. And let's go back to our GCP account. So now by default, you'll see there's only one service, the one service that we deployed in the last couple videos, right? Very soon you'll see a new service called Python BigQuery or PyBigQuery. That's the name of the service. So it looks like it's going to take a couple of minutes. Once we're through with this, we'll try and test the application using the brand new URL of our new service. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.